Now, the first thing you can do is try to alter your occupation. Now, it is commonly understood that your occupation does impact on your insurance premium. For example, a car valet, security guard or waiter may statistically be perceived as higher risk than your librarian, medical secretary or police officer. Now, this does not mean you change your literal occupation. You just need to state your occupation using a different term. For example, if you are a cook or part of canteen staff, try using chef instead. See how that works out. Play with words. It might actually make a big difference on the premium that you receive. But of course, don't deviate too much from your job role, because otherwise that might invalidate your insurance. You don't want to do that. Number 2, don't restrict and limit your options. Commonly, young drivers are adamant that they'll have to filter their car search to find a small hatchback with a 1.2 litre petrol engine that's mundanely boring and sluggish. That's not always the best thing to do. I'm not saying you should try and get insured on a car with an insurance group of over 40, of course not, but try searching for cars that aren't common young driver or first driver cars. You see, because not every young driver will be in the search for a 2 litre diesel, so when you do quote for one, you might be surprised as to the prices that you receive. Number 3, add an experienced driver with a clean license onto your policy. Now, this may seem obvious, but people are still often unaware of how much of a difference it can make. For example, when I added Pops to the policy, who's been driving for over 35 years now, this dropped my insurance premium by about 35%, more or less making it affordable for me as well. And adding both of your parents to your policy might even help further. When I added my mum to my policy, that saved me about 100 quid, which is definitely nice. But of course, this is subject to them having a clean license. Do not, however, be tempted to name them as the primary drivers and yourself as the named driver if you're going to be the primary user. That's called fronting and it's illegal. Numero 4. Get your license ASAP. The longer you hold your license, the cheaper your insurance premium will be. Even if you don't intend to drive in the near future, you still want to hold your license and allow time itself to gradually decrease your insurance premium. Passing your theory and practical at 17 would obviously be the best way for this method to work. And if you're past that age, get your driving out the way ASAP. And so when you do turn 20, 21, 22, you've basically held your license for a set amount of time, and this will definitely help with getting a cheaper insurance premium. And lastly, number 5, be accurate with your mile usage. Stating that you're going to be driving for 3,000 miles a year might not actually work out as the cheapest option. However, neither is 30,000 miles a year, so you want to select a realistic mileage allowance. Say for example 6,000 miles a year. What you want to do then is add or minus 500. See what quotes you get for 6,000 miles, add 500 to that 6,500, see what difference that makes. Sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases it, and then try 5,500, see what difference that makes. Then you can work around kind of the cheapest kind of insurance premium you can get for your mileage allowance, and this can make a real difference. Like for me, knocking off 100 miles from my mileage allowance kind of like made me save a good amount of money, because it depends on the margins that have been set for the mileage allowance. So even if you knock off 100 from 6,000, it might actually result in you saving a couple hundred, which is always welcome. Right guys, that's it for this video. I hope these tips help you out when you are looking for insurance. Most of these tips are said with experience of how I managed to get insured in my car, so I do hope that they help you guys out as well. Thank you once again for watching. Subscribe for more content like this. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Yeah, good luck on getting insured. Peace.